Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I have literally 14 days before I'm on my next Panama Canal cruise with a bunch of folks, my friends Tony and Jenny, a bunch of friends I've been talking to all the time. Really looking forward to the cruise. But I thought, I got to bring out some warnings that are out there just as a heads up to everybody going on cruises right now. Plus, we got some really good news for anyone going to Alaska. Okay, here's my warning for people that are going out there. Right now, we have that spike going on in COVID with the new variant of the Omicron, etc., etc. It's in the news everywhere you go in Canada. I'm sure some states have it more in the news than other states. However, the reality of it is the cruise lines still have to follow certain protocols. If anyone shows signs or symptoms and they have to isolate people, they have to isolate people who are close to them. And the biggest impact on this is crew members. And so some things have been happening on some cruise ships. For instance, the Celebrity Equinox was in the middle of her sailing when they had a particularly heavy count of people on board, and they started asking everybody on board to start wearing masks again. They handed out masks to everybody, as well as they stopped serving drinks in the theater on that ship. So that's one of the protocols that was in place in many cruise lines. You weren't able to drink or eat in the theater during the shows, and you had to social distance in the theater. And that happened again on the Equinox just a little while ago. Also, bad news for Asia bookings, as they're still up in arms over what's going to open, what's not going to open. Many of the cruise ports have not reopened. So Celebrity has decided that their Celebrity Solstice, supposed to go there in September for, I think, 7 months. It's not going anymore. They've canceled it, and the Solstice will now be rescheduled. Passengers who were booked on those cruises will be notified ahead of time. Again, it's too bad. When I went to Asia just not long ago, just before the pandemic, it was one of the best trips I've ever been on. So yeah, I miss going back to that area, and I unfortunately probably won't be able to do it until maybe 2023, late 2023, 2024, by the looks of the way things are going right now. Very disappointing news. How many other cruise lines are going to do this? We don't know, but with Australia beginning to open, maybe some of those ships will shift over to there. Other things that are happening out there, we have the Anthem of the Seas had to start canceling some shows and some entertainment on board. And this is staffing related, which is once again why I'm bringing up the COVID not necessarily hitting a lot of passengers with the protocols, but they are sometimes hitting the crew members. And if you're in a dance troupe and you rehearse every day and you live together in the same cabins and you eat together down in the mess hall, if you're in contact with somebody who has COVID, you have to isolate, even if you're not feeling sick, etc. And that can disrupt the entertainment on board. I thought anybody who's going out there cruising should really beware. Remember, roll with the punches. You're on a cruise. Just have fun and be disappointed if something's not running. But understand the predicaments that the cruise line and the staffing and the cruise ships can be under right now. The staff may feel perfectly fine, but because of the protocol, they cannot go and perform with a mixed cast, etc. So I do have some fantastic news for Canada. I just did a video angry about this decision, and now I can say that decision is gone. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. You want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from, hey, you got to put your mask back on sometimes, to testing requirements, to what ships are being canceled. We talk about all those things here on the channel, and I'll try and keep you up to date as best I can. And it just says, hey, Don put out another video. Would you like to watch it? It doesn't sign you up for anything else. And again, really helps the channel grow. I'd really appreciate it. And on with the news. Okay, folks, Alaska. anything happening to do with Canada. And this goes for the East Coast cruises as well. If you are sailing from a Canadian port now, they had originally said you had to have either a PCR test 72 hours ahead of time or an antigen test 1 day ahead of time. And everyone, including myself, said this is kind of ridiculous. People have to travel a long way to get to, say, Vancouver. It's a 6-hour flight for me to get to Vancouver. And I then have to try and find a test in the city because I fly in the day before, right? The best advice for cruisers, fly in the day before if you have any length of travel to go, not just around the block kind of thing, because anything can happen with your flights. Crew can get sick, flight gets canceled, weather comes in, anything. And so best to be there the day before, and this way if something happens you still have that 24-hour leeway to get to your cruise. Well, looks like calmer heads have prevailed, and today I saw on the Princess website they have gone to the 2-day antigen test, which makes things so much easier for people. A lot of people are saying, when are the testing going to end? Okay, it may take a while for that, but at least they've gone to the 2-day testing, which is in line with every other cruise in North America, Europe, etc. It makes it so much easier for people to fly in the day before. Yeah, it's going to be, you don't have to panic and say, where am I going to get a test? Do I have to get it at the airport when I arrive? Is there a clinic nearby the Vancouver cruise port? Do I have to make appointments? Yeah, so much easier now, and I'm really glad they made this decision with the Canadian government. Good choice, good decision. Really makes me happy that they've gone to the 2-day antigen test, which means if you're leaving on a Saturday, you take your test on the Thursday, you can fly on the Friday, and you take your cruise on the Saturday. That covers any testing requirement you need to get on your cruise and fly into the country, etc., etc., etc. So much good news. All right, that's it for today. I'm in a good mood. That made my day today, and so yeah. I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation. And how about, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds of Alaska.